3, 2.
Hello and welcome to Life of Grace. I'm Nancy King, and I want to warn you about something that you need to make sure you do not have in your life. This thing is so bad that it could be the mindset that you have that's making you sick. It could be the reason why all of your relationships keep falling apart, and maybe your life is spiraling down, and you can't figure out why. Well, I'm not talking about addiction. I'm not talking about lying or cheating or stealing. It's worse than that. You've got to get this out of your life if you have it. I'm talking about unforgiveness, and it will take you down if you don't get it out of your life. Now, you may say to me, Nancy, you don't understand. I have been so wronged that there is no way that that person deserves my forgiveness. I do understand. You know, it could be that maybe it was somebody that was supposed to love you and nurture you and take care of you. And instead what they did was they abandoned you or disrespected you or acted like you just didn't even matter. You might have been devalued. You might have even just been ignored or maybe made fun of, like people just didn't care about you. You may have been rejected by a whole group, and there's hurt there. And you say to me, you know, Nancy, I don't want to forgive them. I want to punish them. I understand how you feel. But the problem with that is that unforgiveness punishes you. It's a lot worse for you than it is for the person that wronged you. You know, forgiveness is relinquishing your right to punish that person and turning it over to God and giving the whole right to God. Just saying, Lord, I am not going to hang on to this. I give it to you. You can either punish them or increase them. Bring them down or promote them. I will not hang on to it. I put it over on you. I no longer hang on to that right. Punish them or promote them. You know, if you're like me, you may say, Lord, you can punish them. I mean, if you want my vote, maybe a flat tire or a cut and pay, you know, something like that. But whatever you want to do, God, I relinquish the right to do whatever you want with them. I no longer hang on to the wrong that they did to me. You know, I got to tell you, God requires you to forgive. He is not playing. He's serious. You've got to do it because He knows that if you hang on to unforgiveness, it's bad for you. It brings you down. It destroys you. That's why He said you had to do it. And the cool thing about God is that if He tells you that you have to do something, He does it through you. He gives you the power. He forgives through you. In fact, Jesus, when He was talking in the book of Matthew that was written about what Jesus said, He was talking about how to pray. And He said, you need to say, Lord, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. In fact, He even goes on to talk in that passage, and He says, for if you forgive men when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you do not forgive men when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will not forgive you. So you've got to forgive. It's key. It's paramount. You don't need to hang on to it anymore. In fact, you don't need to badmouth that person anymore. Give it to God. If He wants their sin exposed and their evil reputation exposed, He can do it. He can do it. If He wants them to be promoted, what is that to you? He can promote you too. Leave it to God. And here's what you do. First of all, tell Him, Lord, is there anything that you need me to be forgiven for? Have I wronged anyone? Is there anybody that I need to ask for forgiveness from? Maybe it's God. And then you need to say out loud, Lord, I've been hurt. Say the hurt that was done to you. Because what we tend to do is say, oh, they didn't mean it. They didn't even know they hurt my feelings. It really doesn't matter. Yes, it matters. You're wounded. You need to forgive, and it's okay. God's your counselor. He needs you to talk out loud to Him. And then say out loud, Lord, I forgive so-and-so for doing such and such. And then ask for feelings of love and forgiveness for that person from the Lord. He will do it. He will emotionally heal you. He will forgive through you. And then stop talking bad about Him and thinking bad about Him. You know, you don't have to say and think every thought that comes into your mind. Turn it over to God. Let Him deal with it. And then Act like nothing happened when you see them. Treat them as though they never wronged you, but you don't have to make yourself vulnerable to them anymore. You may need to eliminate them from your life, and you don't have to grill out with them anymore. But you know the Lord can do it. He tells you you have to do it. You have to forgive, and He does it through you. I'll tell you, there is such freedom in that. There's such freedom when you don't have to hang on to that anymore. Turn it over to God. I'm Nancy King, and I'm saying, may you have a life of grace.